so quick that I would not have had an opportunity to pray. In other words, if you do not know the Lord Jesus, this should be the greatest time in your life to accept Him. Because quicker than you can snap your finger, life will evaporate. Then you'll have to stand in judgment. Amen. That was the impression I got. And I said, Lord, here I am. You take me through the valley of death several times. And you always had something that you wanted me to do after I went through it. So if there's something else I need to do, let me know. Here I am, Lord. I'm willing to do whatever you ask me to do. And that's a fact. Lord, I want to thank you for this opportunity to open my heart again in the house of the Lord to talk about the greatest experience in the world, an experience of having my soul redeemed and being baptized in the Holy Spirit, to have taken the gospel almost all over the world by your help. And I want to thank you for it. Thank you for the church, the Cowboy church in your arena. It's a miracle of God. Thank you for it, Lord. Bless the remainder of the service tonight. I want to speak what you don't ask me to do, and so thank you for it. In Jesus' name. I'd like to speak to you about a subject tonight that you very seldom in these days hear anybody say anything about slavery. I want to talk to you tonight. The Lord laid down some good patterns to take care of slaves, because He knew that the human mind would try to get somebody else to do the job. So slavery has been an ongoing thing for years and years and years. And it's still going on in more ways than one. And so I want to speak to you tonight about the slavery of this world is a bondage. It's a tied. That's basically what that means, to be tied to something that you can't get loose from. So in the 15th chapter of Deuteronomy, the Lord gave them an example or a pattern to the Jewish families. He said in His Word, if some member of your community goes broke, borrowed money, can't pay it back, you can take them into slavery to pay your debts. 7 years they're to work without pay. At the end of 7 years, you release them and let them go free. But you can't release them empty-handed. You must give them enough stuff to set housekeeping. And if he came without a wife and you gave him a wife, then he can't take her with him because she belongs to you. He can go by himself. That's kind of the pattern that was laid down. Of course, the Jewish nation, the Jews were not the only ones who took into bondage, but he just gave them an example for that. He went for all the others that they took in bondage. Slavery has been a dreadful, awesome thing. I stood on the oxen block in a little village, a little island just off of Tanganyika, 31 years ago. I stood on an oxen block, and I was told that thousands and thousands of black people from Africa have been across this short distance, put on the sailboat and sold as slaves. And these slaves went all over the world. And unfortunately, America adopted some of the same philosophy. When I stood on that block, I just felt an awesome feeling of bondage. And the hurt. Physical pain, mental strain. And many of those people were Christians. That's where the Christian songs, some of the old Christian songs came from. Well, these dear people pulling cotton and singing joyful to the Lord. So slavery was practiced. At that time it was okay. Thank God we're doing our best in our country to lay it all aside and look at each one as Americans. Whether you be brown, white, black, or red, whatever it may be, we're all the same. In God's awesome world of freedom. Amen. Let us never forget our freedom and pray for our freedom. I offered my life for our freedom in the military service. Many did offer their lives. So let's thank God for what we have and maintain it. Every one of us keep that in mind. And now, there's another story I want to relate to you briefly. It's found in 2 Kings chapter 4. This is one of Elisha's miracles. He was in a certain place, and a woman came to him. She was a widow. And she began to talk to Elisha. So he said, "What's your trouble? What's the problem?" She said, "Well, my husband was part of the believers and part of the speakers. And, in other words, he was not a pastor." And she said, "He gave his life, but he passed away. And he left me and my 2 sons without any means of support. We're just come asking you to help us. Now the creditors are coming to take my sons into slavery." And she was weeping. Elisha said to her, "What do you have in your house?" She said they have nothing but a small pot of oil or a fruit jar oil. He said, now you go home and you close the door and you get out and borrow every vessel that's in the water every time. Anything that'll hold water or oil. And her and her sons, I don't know how long this meant, gathering up vessels. They said you take that container full of oil and you pour it in a vessel and put another vessel up and pour oil in it and go on and on and on. And then she said to her sons, bring me another vessel. And then said to her, they're all full. She reported to Elisha. So he said, take what God has given you, sell it, pay the debt, and you and your sons live on the rest of it. Now, can you imagine that dear mother with those two sons, if they had been taken into bondage and slavery, they might not have ever returned. Some masters had got slaves were good to them, and some were mean. They could beat them, whatever they wanted to do. Nothing was said, because they were treated like animals. Slavery. However, there were some masters that treated the slaves like human beings. Was kind to them. Looked after them. Provided schools for the children. And if any member of the family was sick, they got taken care of. If any of them were hungry, he provided more food for them. And so, you see, God always has someone that does the right thing. And so now we go back when the Lord was talking to Israel about the bondage and slavery. He said, now if a slave has worked out his time, his master can call him in and give him a letter of freedom. But remember, if he didn't have a wife and the master gave him one, any child that was born belonged to him as well. If he went into bondage with a woman, his wife, he could keep her left. So now that we look, a man comes to the master, the earthly master. He has a news. I got a letter of your freedom. You go and prepare yourself to leave. Then I'll give you the letter of freedom. And the Lord said, if that man that was a slave decides that he does not want to go back into the world of division because his master feeds him, clothes him, provides food for them, gives him shelter, and if they're sick, he provides a doctor. And if that man decides that he'd be better off just being a slave, he can go back to his master and he'd say to the master, I love you because you have loved us. Then the master would take him to a post, pull his earlobe out, and take a sharp instrument and drive a hole in that part of his ear. When anybody sees that, they see that this man is a love slave. He didn't have to go out and try to prove himself. I could be a child of God. He did not put on any airs or make a big to do about it, because that hole in his ear classified him. You know, when we come to the Lord and give ourselves to Him, I believe that we should give all to Him and become one of His love slaves. You're not in heaven yet, so you're still here on earth. You're still making a living for your family. You're still providing for your children. And you're still going to church. You're still paying your tithes and so on and so forth. So you don't have to get out and brag about what you're doing to prove that you're a Christian. Your life itself will demonstrate and manifest your commitment to the Lord. You'd be surprised if you have a brother that's not a Christian and you feel like he doesn't want you to come bring your family. You wonder why. I can tell you. It's because you have proven something to him, that you have accepted the Lord and you have become one of His love slaves. So they get under conviction every time they see you. You don't have to preach to them. Well, I've counseled many families in my life that had children that went astray, that were going astray, trouble, problem kids, and that just preached to them all the time. The more they preached, the further away the kids got. I've counseled them. Stop preaching to your children. Just give them your own life and how you live and how you serve the Lord, that you put Him first. And in so doing, you'll be preaching the best message of your lifetime. I can report to you that's been very, very successful. Thank the Lord. Become a love slave. Amen. That's what I felt one day when Mom and I wound up in a nursing home. That was the last thing that I ever wanted to do. I've said many times I'd rather be dead. But I didn't die. Lost my eyesight. Lost out of my hearing. Ability to walk unbalanced. So obviously nursing home was the best thing for both of us. But that didn't make it right. So one day I was praying, talking to the Lord about where we're at. And I just felt led of the Lord to stop and think it over a little bit. That home, Gardens provides a home for us. Shelter. We have 3 meals a day. And if we need to go to a doctor or go to the hospital or do anything, they have a van that's equipped to take their patients to see doctors or whatever. Wow. That's all that left a message with me. I don't believe that you can beat that. That's all we have decided to accept where we are, to be a testimony, to be a witness, pray for people, show them the way. Only talk about the Lord when they ask. So, to be a love slave means that you give your life wholly and completely to the Lord. And you don't make excuses for the reason you don't do something. You don't have to tell him, he'll know. And when you get really committed and full of the Spirit, you take him with you everywhere you go. Yeah. And just your presence with him inside you bring a strong conviction, bring a strong testimony to those around you. I'll give you a little example of my closing. As you know, we worked for years in South Africa. And there were 4 groups of people we worked with. The whites, the Indians, the Asians from India, and the mixed race of people, part one white, one black, or mixed up in mixed races. And then the blacks. 4 groups of people. They all had different cultures, different habits, and so on and so forth. We worked amongst all of them. And I built a church for the black community. I built one for the Asians. And I started several churches for the big race of people. We did. But we was going home. And several things have happened that we feel that we must leave and go home. Come back to America. Not knowing whether we'd ever come back or not. There was a family that we knew well and loved. European family. They invited us to go to the 5-star hotel and have a dinner together. Wow. If you've ever been in a 5-star hotel, it's not as an ordinary hotel. You don't go in and just walk in and sit down at the table. You have to make an appointment. Then they set you in the waiting room and want to give you drinks. And all we have is Coca-Cola. I guess that's a big surprise to them. Then we went into the restaurant. My, what an outstanding place. I've never seen so much silverware on a table. Knives and forks and spoons. Something for everything. Most all the waiters are Asian, Indians from India. You know, they were not allowed to speak to the people, only if they were asked. Then it was just maybe give advice or tell where something's at. We're not allowed to stop and talk. And we were eating, and a man who was waiting to a table just beyond us was very big Indian. I mean, big around, but he was so black on his face, he was like a butterfly. He passed me several times. Then one time, He stopped. And he said, "Sir, could I ask you a question?" I said, "Sir." He said, "Are you a born-again believer?" Well, I said, "Sir, not only am I a born-again believer, but I'm a preacher of the gospel. And I've been preaching amongst your people here in South Africa a long time." Right there in that room, where he was not supposed to talk to anybody, he said he straight down, lifted his hands, and praised the Lord. He said, "You know, every time I passed your table, I felt something different." He said, "I examined every time I passed." And he said, "The finally came to what I was feeling was the power of the Holy Spirit." See, listen, you'll take him with you wherever you go. If things don't look good to you, think there seems to be a bad turn, don't blame God or blame yourself. Just say, "Well, I'll go through this. He'll take me through. He's mine, not his." And continue to worship and praise him. And you'll see that he will take you through. I heard a preacher preaching one time, and he said, "This too shall pass." I thought about that many times, because there's several hard places I've always known he passed. He'll pass. Oh, I'm so glad that I heard the gospel. And I'm so glad that I said yes. You know, in this world, you could be a slave and not realize it. You can become a slave when you work. Become a slave to make money. Become a slave to taking long vacations and spending gobs of money. You can become a slave to watch football. I mean, you go on and on and on. That's bondage. Then when you come to Jesus, you have a totally different slavery. It's not bondage. It's peace. 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 Wonderful peace. Coming down from the Father above. Sweep over my spirit. Oh, Jesus, I pray, and fill my life with your love. Woo. Amen. 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 We're looking for a new world where we'll see him who purchased our slavery and gave us a different walk in life. Thank you, Lord. Now, Lord, I love you tonight. As we come to the close of the service tonight, I have done my best and spoken the way that I felt led to do so. I know that I didn't say half as much can be said, but we're all humans. We're all people. We all have desires. But let us put you first. I want to thank you, Lord, for the years that you helped Mom and I raising funds for Tabernacle Churches. My family became angry at me many times Because I would not go off somewhere on a weekend and have a enjoyable time with them. Instead, I went somewhere and raised funds for a tabernacle service. Amen. Not bragging on charity. I'm bragging on Him who has called me and Him who has called you. Amen. Thank you, Lord.